Hey guys, hello. We all love playing games on PC. But most of the games are paid, and if we buy that we will become. So in this video I will show you the best free Steam games on 2023.
Fishing Planet is a unique and highly realistic online first-person multiplayer fishing simulator developed by avid fishing enthusiasts. Choose your lures, make your trophy catches, discover new possibilities and sharpen your reel angling skills anywhere, anytime with your friends. The game is free to play and just a download away. Fishing Planet isn't just another game about fishing.
Cry of Fear. Cry of Fear is a survival horror game developed by Team Psychscaler. The player controls Simon Henriksen, a 19-year-old who wakes up in an alley shortly after being hit by a car. The player must navigate the city solving puzzles and fighting monsters to progress. The game switches between normal gameplay levels representing the city and surrounding areas, and nightmare levels, similar to those found in the Silent Hill series of games. War Thunder. War Thunder is a free-to-play vehicular combat multiplayer video game developed and published by Gaijin Entertainment. War Thunder is based around combined arms battles on air, land, and sea. Vehicles range from pre-World War I to modern day, with an emphasis on World War II, the Vietnam War, and the Cold War. Players can control aircraft, ground vehicles, and warships from the United States, Germany, Russia, Britain, France, and Japan, as well as nations with smaller militaries or less prominence in conflicts, such as Italy, China, Sweden and Israel. Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite is a first-person shooter. In the game's story mode, players assume the role of player character Master Chief, as he wages a war against the Banished, an alien faction. Players traverse the open-world Zeta Halo, fighting the Banished with a mixture of vehicles and weapons. Players also have access to special equipment, such as the grapple shot, which pulls Chief towards foes or retrieves items.
Warframe. Warframe is an online action game that includes elements of shooters, RPG, and stealth games. The player starts with a silent pseudo-protagonist in the form of an anthropomorphous biomechanical combat unit called Warframe, possessing supernatural agility and special abilities, a selection of basic weapons and a spaceship called an Orbiter, which has an AI named Ordis, who will refer to the player as Operator. The player's primary goal from this point is to explore the origin system. Later in the course of the game, the player unlocks the ability to gain direct control of the Operator, which is the true Tenno protagonist in physical form. Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2 is a multiplayer first-person shooter game developed and published by Valve Corporation. Players can choose to play as one of 9 character classes in these teams, each with their own unique strengths, weaknesses, and weapon sets. In order to accomplish objectives efficiently, a balance of these classes is required due to how these strengths and weaknesses interact with each other in a team-based environment. Although the abilities of a number of classes have changed from earlier Team Fortress incarnations, the basic elements of each class have remained, that being one primary weapon, one secondary weapon, and one melee weapon. The Sim 4. The Sims 4 is a social simulation game, similar to preceding titles in the series. There is no primary objective or goal to achieve, and instead of fulfilling objectives, the player is encouraged to make choices and engage fully in an interactive environment. The focus of the game is on the simulated lives of virtual people called Sims, and the player is responsible for directing their actions, attending to their needs, and helping them attain their desires. Dota 2. Dota 2 is a multiplayer online battle arena video game in which 2 teams of 5 players compete to destroy a large structure defended by the opposing team known as the Ancient, whilst defending their own. As in Defense of the Ancients, the game is controlled using standard real-time strategy controls, and is presented on a single map in a three-dimensional isometric perspective. 10 players each control one of the game's 124 playable characters, known as heroes, with each having their own design, strengths, and weaknesses. Heroes are divided into two primary roles, known as the core and support. Deceit. Deceit is a free-to-play multiplayer first-person shooter that tests your instincts at trust and deception. You wake up in an asylum to the sound of an unfamiliar voice, surrounded by 5 others. A third of your group have been infected with a virus, but who will escape? Whilst traversing the building, the power will be going out, creating darkness, allowing the infected players to transform into their terror form and strike. The murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. The player converses with various Sonic the Hedgehog characters to investigate Sonic's apparent murder on Amy Rose's birthday. During investigation segments, the player can examine objects in the room in order to obtain evidence. Once enough evidence has been gathered, the player will be able to interrogate the other characters in the room, and must present the correct evidence in order to confirm or refute the character's claims. During interrogations, the player will occasionally enter a think minigame. In these segments, the player controls Sonic in an auto-running game using an isometric perspective, and must collect rings while dodging oncoming hazards. That's all for today's video, guys. See you in next video.